Hello, my name is Andrew Moran on episode 2 of Think Liberty. Today I'll be discussing 3 issues from a libertarian's perspective. The first is the Putin Interviews, the documentary directed by Oliver Stone, the Chris Christie BeachGate scandal in New Jersey, and Obamacare-Trumpcare fiasco. So, the Putin Interviews. It is a wonderful 4-hour documentary directed by the award-winning filmmaker Oliver Stone, who also directed such epics as JFK and Nixon. It was really great. It was really interesting. Even if you understand the disastrous foreign policy, the constant intervention and meddling to the domestic issues of foreign nations, it is still a great reminder to how powerful the U.S. interests are and how they can impact a country that is just trying to rebuild like Russia. Now, you know that it is a great documentary when the media say how evil it is, or how bad it is, or that Oliver Stone is a useful idiot, or how Oliver Stone is being seduced by Vladimir Putin. Now, Vladimir Putin is just like any other politician. His aim is for power, he wants to control the public, and he is a questionable individual. That said, the United States has been trying to quash the rise of Russia for so long. There was even hints in the documentary that the U.S. interfered in the elections of Russia in 2008 and 2012, which is something that I didn't even know, and I follow U.S. foreign policy a lot. It also shows the media narrative and how powerful it is. It shows the Georgia strike against Russia in South Ossetia, and the media portrayed it as Russia as being the aggressor. The other one was the referendum in Ukraine in Crimea, and it showed how 90% voted to join Russia. But the media portrayed it as, it's an illegitimate vote, and who could believe it, and it's just Russia threatening violence if people don't vote their way. So you should have as my wife said, a BS filter when you hear Putin. However, it really is a surprise coming from the U.S. government and how it treats other nations and how it poses its will. So do check out the Showtime documentary. It's 4 parts, 4 hours long, and it's really eye-opening to a lot of people who are newbies to how impactful foreign policy in the United States is. Second issue I'd like to discuss is the BeachGate scandal in New Jersey by that son of a beach, Chris Christie. Now, Chris Christie, he was forced to shut down various non-essential public services like the beach because the state was unable to pass a budget, much like Illinois. This changed on Tuesday because the state legislature was finally able to pass a bill. Nonetheless, the beach was shut down and nobody was allowed to use it. That is except for Chris Christie and his family. Now, that provided more evidence that that beaches and highways and roads and streets should be privatized. Now, not just contracting out services to private companies, but actual private ownership of these elements. Now, the beach, a lot of people would be hesitant of selling off to a private company, but let's just take a look at a public beach now. It's disgusting. It is filthy. It has needles. It isn't a pleasant place to be. And if you care about the environment, then you realize that a lot of these elements actually seep into the water. The other issue is that the agencies that have that maintain these beaches, are constantly over budget. They waste money, and anything the government touches is just inefficient. And if a private company were to own it, these beaches would be a lot better off. I mean, we look at private beaches now; they're beautiful. The water is bluer. It's cleaner. Indeed, you may be charged a fee, but it's worth it to have a needle-free beach. Also, if you look at the private market now, because it breeds competition, you wouldn't have that issue of prices because perhaps there would be because a lot of services you have now in the free market are a lot of them have zero cost to the consumer. So perhaps that would be the same way as a beach. The beach would get its funding from advertising, for example. The last issue I'd like to discuss is Obamacare or Trumpcare. Now, a lot of people in the media, particularly CNN, the MSNBC, they're saying that the sky is falling. They're saying that the repeal of Obamacare will lead to the deaths of millions of people, that the Republicans are murderers, and all this being paid with blood money, whatever Elizabeth Warren is saying. But if you actually read the legislation, which it's like that most people in the media did not, and most opponents of Trump did not. Just like people didn't read Obamacare. Obamacare was 2,000 pages, it was passed in a couple of hours, and nobody read it. So the only thing pretty much that Trumpcare is different from Obamacare is that it eliminates this individual mandate. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same legislation. It extends subsidies to companies. It still has government intervention in healthcare. So why people are getting upset is befuddling to a lot of particularly libertarians, because you're still having state-run healthcare, or not to the extent of like National Health Service or OHIP in Canada, but you're still having government involvement, and that's what's driving up the cost of healthcare. What the Republicans should be doing, like Senator Mike Lee recently said, is that every Republican should just vote to repeal Obamacare, and that is it. And then perhaps try to have some sort of central planning. Although from a libertarian perspective, you don't want any government involvement in healthcare whatsoever. You want a free market to do it. There's so many medical care facilities in the United States that have a very basic pricing plan that range from $30 or $40 for a checkup to $100 for a flu shot. So the free market can do a lot better in healthcare than the government ever could. So you can learn more from my articles on libertynation.com, economiccollapsenews.com, or if you're interested in commodity news, you can also read more at earnforex.com. This is Andrew Moran of Think Liberty. Stay tuned to episode 3 next week. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.